working to defeat crime and make neighborhoods safer. I'm Peter Carl, and this is Chicago Crime Watch. Chicago police and local utilities are teaming up to attack a serious and growing crime. They are cracking down on thieves who steal anything that contains metal. Today we look at the dangerous consequences of metal theft. A telephone cable cut in pieces. A gas meter forced off the wall of a home. Copper ground conductors stolen from power transformers. And signal cables swiped off of train tracks. It's called metal theft, and it's a dangerous and costly epidemic sweeping the nation. A problem so serious that it could cut the lifeline to your community.
Metal theft is very serious because it places a community in danger. If you have metal thieves that are literally cutting cables and wires to services that are being delivered to people at that time, they lose those services.
Metal theft is on the rise here in Chicago and around the country. The crime wave is being fueled by soaring prices for copper, aluminum, and other metals. 5 years ago, copper sold for 80 cents per pound. Today, the price stands at more than $3 a pound. As for aluminum, the price jumped from 60 cents per pound in 2002 to more than $1 per pound today. Thieves are trying to cash in on the hot metal market by stealing just about anything with aluminum or copper wire and reselling it for scrap. One of the biggest targets hit by vandals, AT&T telecommunication cables.
As you notice, the wire that's cut down from the pole leads down the alley. Notice that this is a classic example of wire theft in the city of Chicago. The wire that's left behind is not a valuable piece of wire. They took the valuable stuff.
Cutting the cable impacts the community by literally cutting the lifeline to the community. You impact a person's ability to call 911. You can impact law enforcement by literally cutting their lines. When a thief goes out and cuts the telephone lines, he or she is not aware of where those lines actually go.
The danger from metal theft doesn't stop with down telephone wires. Thieves are also putting you at risk when they steal gas meters from outside and inside homes. People's gas customers can be left without hot water or heat. Pipes can freeze in vacant homes. But the biggest potential for danger exists when the thief takes the meter and leaves behind an open gas line.
If a meter is taken off of a live gas pipe, that means that that gas continues to flow through that pipe and into whatever area it is. So if it's in the basement of a building, that building is going to fill up with natural gas, which of course can lead to a fire and explosion.
ComEd is another utility company being victimized by metal theft. Thieves are breaking into electrical substations and stealing copper conductors. They're taking equipment used for ground protection as well as energized equipment. Not only are the vandals putting themselves at risk, they are endangering the public and Con Ed employees as well.
Those grounds, which are similar to what you might see on an electrical appliance at home, protects the employee from a static charge buildup. Without that ground, due to the high voltage that we work on, the equipment will rise to a certain static voltage level and become a problem if an employee were to touch that.
Chicago commuters can also feel the brunt of metal theft. The CTA has had a number of cases of thieves taking metal sheets used as windbreaks on the platforms to cutting power and signal wires.
We're having the most problems with the signal cables which run along the right-of-way. Persons were coming along and taking 100, 150 feet of signal cable, which would, for a brief moment, stop the railroad till we put it in manual train control, have to get switchmen and flag personnel out on the right-of-way so that we can continue the railroad in manual mode.
Metal theft not only threatens public services, but ultimately it can take a bite out of your wallet. While the thief may make a couple of bucks on stolen metals, utilities end up paying thousands of dollars for labor and materials to repair the service. In 2007, metal thefts nationwide for AT&T cost the telecommunication company more than $3 million to repair and replace the stolen cables.
a pole span would be between 125 and 150 feet. We've had a man cut one pole span of cable down, 100 pair cable. He probably got from a scrap yard somewhere in the area of about $50, yet it cost us $7,000 to repair.
Metal thieves can be tough to catch. They will try all kinds of tricks to cover up the fact that the wire is stolen. One of the things they'll do is try to burn the rubber sheathing off the copper wire. The Chicago Police Department and utility companies want your help. They need you to be their eyes and ears and report metal theft immediately.
It's important for the community to be aware of what's taking place with metal thieves because very often they look so innocent. You may have individuals just pushing a cart down the street and people think, well, gee, that person's just homeless and down on their luck. In reality, that person may be out there stealing your own services right underneath your nose.
If you see suspicious activity around telephone poles, railroad tracks, power substations, or outside your neighbor's home, call 911 immediately. Remember, no one should have telephone or railroad wire, damaged gas meters, or copper conductors in their possession. All the utilities recycle their own material. Anyone working around a utility should be wearing some type of identifiable uniform and carrying an identification card at all times. And all utility vehicles will be marked with the company logo.
It's extremely important for all of us to be working together, our utility, the other utilities, the Chicago Police Department, and the public, because a stolen meter on a live gas line is extremely dangerous to the public, and it can really cause a lot of problems. So we really all do need to work together to try to stop this.
Chicago Police will soon launch a community awareness campaign along with internal video training for police officers. An interesting side note, Deputy Superintendent Charles Williams is host of the department's metal theft training video. The day after he shot these scenes for the video, he spotted and chased down several metal thieves who had broken into a Chicago school.
As I arrived, there were a couple of metal thieves leaving, along with the proceeds that they had just ripped out of the building. So I was fortunate enough, after a brief chase, to be able to apprehend, with the help of a sergeant from 7, one of those offenders, and he was charged appropriately.
Also, as of January 1st, 2008, a tough new law requires scrap dealers to keep and gather information on those who sell metal. That's the latest from the CrimeWatch news team. I'm Peter Carl. Thanks for watching.